Welcome to another edition of Insurance Questions Podcast, number 112. Holy crap, Don, that's insane.
Beep. Oh, you can say that word?
Yeah, I think you can say crap. You can't say you can't say
Oh,
all the time
beep.
because, I wonder if you could say piss pot. Can you say that? I'm not too sure. As you can see, I'm feeling better, Donnie.
Yes, especially with the first
That
welcome.
spider didn't kill me
That's a
yet.
great thing.
Today is Tuesday. No, it's Wednesday. I'm always screwing it up. Wednesday, July 23rd, 2024. And
It's
oh my
July
God,
24th.
Don,
July 24th.
2024. It is 23-24. Yes. Oh
Yeah.
no, 24-24. You're right, Don.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm always wrong. Don's always right. Just remember that. And it's not even his birthday.
That's right.
Sarah's going to be a little bit late, but we're going to start off by saying the statements and comments by Eddie Buffalo and Donnie Lowe, and eventually Sassy Sarah are purely for entertainment purposes. Do your Sassy Sarah thing, Don. You got to do it in your accent.
Well,
That'd be
I was
funny.
just going to say, I'm not going to do it in
Do
your
it.
accent. No, I can't do it. So, like, subscribe, hit the fan mail, send us comments, click below, all of that kind of stuff. Download the videos. We'd love to hear your feedback and answer any questions that you might have.
Sometimes we like to hear the feedback.
Sometimes. Most times.
Don, how many questions do you think we have today?
I'm going with 3.
Double it, baby. We got 6. So maybe
goodness.
Sarah will get her wish and we'll have an hour-long show. Let's find out. But first of all, you good? Everything good with you?
Yeah, everything's great.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many diversions in the country right now, especially with the politics and all that stuff. Oh my goodness. It's just crazy.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but that stupid song just jumped in my head from the 80s. The politic of dancing.
I forgot who sang that.
I don't know.
Is that like not Eddie Money? Eddie Money?
No.
Who?
I think I'm in love. Oh. Be my little baby. Donnie, my darling. Oh. I saw Eddie Money at a tailgate at a UB Bowl football game.
Oh, really?
It had to be like a couple years before he passed. And it was super cool because his kids are in the band.
Oh, wow.
Like the girl part in that song was done by his daughter, and she had a killer voice.
Oh,
Why
really?
can't I think of her name now? Ronnie Spector.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you, if you look at old Lettermans of Ronnie Spector and him, it's fantastic when they're singing with the band because he starts singing, then she walks out. Great entrance.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Well, I didn't even have a Pop-Tart yet today, Don, and I'm still full of energy. I don't know if I'm going to get one. If Sarah comes on, I'll go get one because I'm going to need that extra boom to get going.
Watch out, world.
You know what's funny? Like, do you ever have like smells take you back to when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what is a smell that takes you back to when you were a kid?
You know what? Chocolate. Anything chocolate.
Anything chocolate?
Yeah.
I'm talking weird stuff, though. I mean, I'd always, every time I smell like fresh linen, that fresh linen smell, it always like reminded me of my mom hanging out clothes in Little Hollywood. And you could smell it on their house coats and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I spilled something today, and I bought some cleaning products the other day, and I don't care, and I'm not going to sponsor us or anything. Murphy's Oil Soap.
Oh my God, that's a staple.
Oh my God, and I haven't smelled that in ages, and it just smells awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of weird.
That's
I'm
cool.
half Polish, so I like cleaning. What can I say?
Another smell is firecrackers.
Oh yeah, that sulfury smell. Not even sulfur. Was that like a little gunpowdery smell?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever have any mishaps with fireworks?
Luckily, no, not for me. My brother, I think he was holding a lady finger, and it blew up. And
that got me too.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it didn't hurt me, but I was like, I can't hear. trying
From
to
a
get your
lady
ears
finger?
on top. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like, my aunt Alice had a cottage out in Evangola. It was right by Point Breeze.
So
It
the
was actually
folks that don't know,
Mhm.
Evangola is south of Buffalo, and it's on the Lake Erie shoreline.
Mm-hmm. In fact, one of her best friends owned the Point Breeze Hotel. Do you remember that place at all, Donnie?
Yeah, I remember. I was never there, but I remember
Hmm.
driving by it.
So Aunt Alice had it wasn't a big house, but she chopped it up pretty good. Where there were like 2 bedroom downstairs, and the whole attic was bedrooms. And it was like, okay, Donnie, you're welcome to come. Just bring your own, clean up after yourself. There was always a bunch of people because she had where the cottage was. It was a small cottage, but it was on a double lot.
Ah,
And so she had like a 27-foot pool, which was ridiculously large. But
yeah.
where this whole story is going towards fireworks. All of my cousins and their dads would bring out, every family brought out at least one grocery bag full of fireworks.
You're
And
right.
I can,
In the
I can
grocery bag.
I can picture this that there'd be my father, and my cousin Paul, and my cousin Michael, my cousin Bruce, and they were setting off fireworks with road flares.
Yeah, yeah. That's the way it was done.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh my
Let-
God.
At the end of the night, they didn't want anybody getting hurt, so they picked up all the fireworks, the ones that didn't go off, and they threw them in the bonfire. How they're still alive is beyond me.
My
But
guess is there might have been a couple adult beverages consumed.
yeah, I'm sure there was some
So,
Schmitz, maybe some nice Schmitz, nice Jenny Cream Ale. Bleh.
Jenny Crew. Yeah, and also for those that don't know, fireworks are illegal in New York State. Anything that really leaves the ground. So,
Right, right.
you know who always had the best fireworks though? Around Buffalo, anyway. Police officers, because they would confiscate the
They would
fireworks
steal
and
them.
go
Yeah.
crazy.
In my collection days, I used to work with a fella, and everybody got their fireworks from him. You
Ah,
know, and he got a divorce, and his wife turned him in.
oh my God, really?
Right when like the big truck of fireworks was being delivered to his house.
Oh,
They know how to hurt a guy. Yeah.
yeah, really.
Well, anyways, let's move on to the show because we want to get some before Sarah gets here. Gives us her look like, sir.
Sir.
I chopped it up. I'm trying. It kind of flows together, and it's half and half. We got 3 boys and 3 girls.
Ah, nice.
So, let's start off with Morgan, 23 years old, from Newark, New York. I didn't
Ah,
even know there was a Newark, New York. I thought it would
yeah,
always
that's
be
east
New
of
Jersey.
Rochester.
Oh, you know where that is?
Yeah, I
Okay.
know exactly where it is.
I'm healthy, except my teeth. Why do I need health insurance, Don?
Well, if she wants health insurance, we could probably find a good source for her.
Yeah, we do. So, I mean, we have life and health licenses, so we
Yeah,
do. We dabble in it a little bit, but I mean, the way I would answer this question, and if you want to change it, feel free to, is that insurance is just that insurance in case you get sick. If you're not sick and you still have the insurance, that's fantastic because that
yeah,
means you didn't need it and you're healthy.
that's right.
But
That's,
I would rather have it than not have it. What do you feel about health insurance, Don?
I agree. I agree. It's, especially when we're young like that, we think we're invincible, but anything can happen. Uh, you can get an injury, hit by a car or something, God forbid, and all of a sudden you're in the hospital for a month or even a week. That's very expensive. So health insurance will definitely help with that. It's the same thing. Like if you're a homeowner or a renter, you get homeowners insurance or renters insurance just in case something happens, and you pray
Mhm.
that you're just paying that premium that
Oh,
nothing will
100%.
happen. You know, but just in
So
case, it's that peace
remember
of
this talk as we get to the end of these today because that's a doozy.
mind. Oh boy.
We're gonna move on to another young lady, and I actually know her. Her name is Shy. She is 23. Just weird that she's 23. She is a mother of three. She lives in Greenville, Texas. She actually works at the gym I go to in the morning. And the question she asked me today was, and it's funny. It sounds silly to me and you, but it's really a very good question. Don, do I have to wait till I'm 25, like car insurance, to get a good deal on my life insurance?
Ah, that is a
Pretty good.
question that we have not had before,
No, it's
and
very good. People are
it's
shy.
intriguing perspective. You
I'll bring
know,
this to the gym with me so you can have it.
well, no, it's kind of the opposite, Shy. You know, when you're young and you're trying to get auto insurance, driver's insurance, you're typically pulled into a higher risk category because
Hmm.
we're young. We do stupid things. We might not drive the safest that we should. But with life insurance, it's kind of the opposite of that, where the younger we are and we get life insurance, the better the premium is going to be. All things equal as far as health and all of that. As we get older, the premium will start to creep up in price. So that was a really a fantastic question.
Yeah, when she asked me, I'm like, I don't sell car insurance. And I'm like, hey, that's a great question because, I mean, that might be a misconception out there for a lot of people. If she's asking that, that means a
Yeah.
lot of other people are, here she comes.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, the one, the only, Sassy Sarah.
Sassy Sarah.
We
And
got
she's
started,
still number
Sarah,
one.
because I think we are going to make it to your hour-long show today.
Oh, really? Okay.
We have 6 questions today.
We just answered two of them, though.
Mm-hmm. And it was a very interesting question we just answered, Sarah. We had Shy, 23, a mother of 3 from Greenville, asked, do I have to wait till I'm 25 to get a discount on my life insurance, just like car insurance? Great question. I would never even think of that, you
Yeah.
know?
First synopsis, because I missed it. Does she have to wait until she's 25 or no?
No, tell her,
No,
Don. Repeat
no,
it for Sassy Sarah.
yeah. I just talked about auto insurance is a little bit more pricey when you're younger or first when you're first learning to drive, because we might be a little reckless and do crazy things, and as we get older, we hopefully will mature a little bit and start to drive safer.
Oh.
Where it's the
Well,
opposite with life insurance.
so here's the funny part because I told Eddie on this on Friday. I was explaining to my son because he was talking about cars and everything else, and I told him how he has to pay more in health and insurance in general because he's a boy. And he's like, that is so dumb that they just base it off of your gender. And I'm like, so you have to think boys do stupid things, girls watch boys do stupid things and just laugh. And I told him the story about the bees, which I have mentioned before. Anybody who wants to hear that, go to prior episodes because it's in there. But it's a hilarious story. Anyways, I told him that, and he's like, that sounds fun. And I'm like, you proven my point.
You're missing the lesson.
Yes. So my son is very smart, sometimes too smart for his own good. And he uses it as, well, if there is a killer,
Oh my
boys
goodness.
will run faster because we're used to doing things to make us run away. And girls will get killed. So technically they should be paying more in insurance because
Once
we're prepping
again,
ourselves.
Once again, the comments and remarks of Sassy Sarah are purely for entertainment purposes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
But anyways,
So,
I've been dying to tell somebody that story, and it just ties in perfectly here since we were talking about insurance.
and no,
My
Sarah, I
apologies
didn't
for
run. To, I didn't run to
hijacking.
change my laundry. I had to blow my nose, and I didn't want to blow my nose on air. All right.
Oh, of course.
Thank
Just,
you.
I don't want to hear it, you know. And I didn't have a Pop Tart yet, and I think I should. Pop Tarts are great.
Yeah, I just realized it's 12 o'clock and I haven't eaten yet, so I took a bite of a protein bar until I can make
You know what?
lunch.
You should, instead of a protein bar, you should try a Pop Tart. They're fantastic.
A nice frosted Pop-Tart.
So, and by the way, I'm so glad you're here, Sarah, because the last question, you are going to be so involved with this question.
Oh, great.
It's a doozy. It's a doozy. When I heard it, I was like, what? So let's move on.
Let's move on.
We're going to
Question
go to
number 3.
our first mail of the day. Albert, 32 years old, from Seattle, Washington. Hi, Albert. How are you, buddy boy?
Hello, Albert.
My rate is too high. How can I lower it, Don?
Boy, that is a extremely general question.
And
We
he's
would,
talking about his life insurance premium.
yeah, we would need
He's
to.
had it since he was 19 and obese.
Okay.
And so he paid a lot more, but now he's a healthy fella. He had a bariatric operation, and he wants to know what he can do about that. I want to hear what you have to say, and then I'm going to chime in too.
How old is he currently?
32.
Okay.
Well, I
So
will
he got
say
it. He got
congratulations.
it.
Well, I'll say
I'm sorry?
congratulations, Albert, for getting healthy. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Right. Absolutely.
He actually had the operation when he was 22, so he's 10 years out. So if the ratings are going by when he was heavier, it might be a good idea to try again. What do you think, Don?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And one of the questions on the life insurance application form is is your weight steady? Has it been steady for the past year? Or and actually, I think the way they phrase the question is, did you lose or gain more than 50 pounds within the last
Oh,
year?
was it 50? Why did I think it was 10, Don?
I think it's 50, but I have to.
I don't know, buddy.
Yeah, I have to
I think
double check that.
the statements
So
and
here's
comments
a-
of Donnie Buffalo. Donnie Buffalo.
So here's
Donnie
Buffalo.
what
Donnie
does a
Buffalo.
woman?
They're purely.
Whatever. So, Johnny, here's a question: what if a woman is filling out the application and asks that question, but she's had a baby within that time frame? So the answer usually is yes, because most women gain between 30 to 50 pounds from the baby, just depending. I know there are some who's less than that, but
It's all you, Donnie. I have no idea the answer to that question.
Well, no, I do know the answers to that because I had to.
So smart.
Because I had a client in that situation, and so the answer would be yes, I gained more than X amount of pounds, whatever that number is. But then we write a note that because she recently delivered a baby, so the underwriters take that into consideration.
What do you mean,
oh, yeah,
Don?
okay,
What do you mean
that
to
makes
write
sense.
a note? You just attach like a post-it.
You
just write it in the margin of the application if it's a paper
yes,
application,
it has to
or
be
because
a handwritten application with a sticky note attached to it, just so that they get it.
That's
so what?
Boy,
What I
know?
guess where I'm leading the horse to water is what is that called when we're writing our notes, Donnie?
So it's called an agent attestation, and we're able to write.
Say they're pretty good, Don. You didn't even have to fix your partial or anything like that.
And I'm not going to repeat it either.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
No.
Spell it now.
Annuity.
No, that's tomorrow when you talk about your nudity, Don. Let's not go crazy. It's only
attestation
day.
Attestation.
It was at tit station. What is a tit station? I'm really confused.
You need to stop, sir. So basically, going back to Albert's question, because he's lost so much weight, because he's healthier, because it's been 10 years out since he's had the surgery, he should just try and see if he can get better rates elsewhere.
That's correct. And so it depends on his current insurance policy. For example, if it was a 15-year term policy and he still has a few more years to go on it, he can certainly ask for to go through the process.
That's a good question, Don. I never really thought of something like that. So a lot of it is convertible, but why would you want to convert to that same crappy rating? I would ask for a physical, like you're saying.
Right, but you can even if you don't convert it, you can still have the insurance company do another health history check with you. And if your health is much better, you may get a higher rating with a lower premium. So you can still do that within the term of your policy. Of course, it depends on the specific insurance company, if they will allow that and how many years in you are and all of that. But that could be an option.
I don't want to go too deep into this, but you got to remember, I know, especially I'm talking for myself. I used to be 394 pounds, and I used to take a poop load of medication.
A poop
So
load.
it seems like when your weight goes down, what else goes away? A lot of health problems. Can you two grow up? Okay, be more professional like me. I'd appreciate it.
You
Oh,
know, oh, whatever. What happened a few minutes ago? Like, do I need to show you the recording when we're done?
No, you're probably gonna have Tyler get rid of that anyway. So whatever. Okay, are we ready to move on, Don?
let's rock and roll, baby.
This is interesting because a lot of people do ask this question. And I had to look up where this person lived to find out if this was really a place. So, Diane, 50 years old, from Wrigleyville, Illinois. Do you know what that is, Don?
Wrigley Stadium, chewing gum.
That neighborhood right around Wrigley Stadium.
Is it really? Wow.
Yes, it's actually called Wrigleyville, Illinois.
Wow.
And
Is it
And
Illinois or Illinois?
I don't know. Why you bust? Don't go busting my balls, Don. Why you busting my balls, huh? What's your
It was
problem today?
established in 1914.
Oh, Miss Google just looked up that. Yeah, you know she did. And what type of neighborhood is it, Sarah? Do you find that on Google?
So it says it has the namesake of this former working class neighborhood.
It's not working class anymore.
I bet not, because
It's
they say
for
there's lots of
allies and people that want to live an alternative lifestyle. Oh God, that was very
Interesting.
PC of me to say that, wasn't it?
No,
That's very good.
Hear that, Katie and Morgan? That's for you, babies. You got that. So she wants to know, how long is my insurance physical good for?
Ah,
Good
So
question, Don.
that's a great question. There's actually two parts to that.
Let's hear
For
it,
the
Don. Let's hear
answer.
what you got.
So any type of lab work that you had done, say a blood draw, urine sample, things like that, that's good for 1 year. However, when you complete your CMI, it's it's a client medical information asking you about your basic history, health history, familial history, things of that nature. That is good for 6 months. So everything
And
for 6 months, the lab draws for 1 year.
and this goes back to one of our previous episodes that we talked about that you can change the amount of insurance you're getting for better or worse right before delivery. And I usually see that more when, like, we talked about it once before. We do a regular rating, it's just a non-smoker rating because
Mhm.
it's middle of the ground. So that way,
Right.
if your health's a little bit worse, it's only going to go up a little bit. If it's better, you're going to get more insurance for less money. So a lot of times, if I'm giving somebody a regular rating, and I'm sure you agree with me on this, Don, and they're like ultra premier after they come through underwriting, I'm like, this is your choice. Either pay the same money and get more insurance, or pay a lot less for the insurance I told you were going to be paying for.
Right.
And it's like you're winning the lotto, for crying out loud. When you're ultra premier, there's such a small amount of the population that are that healthy.
Yeah.
That get as much as you can, and that comes into like, so I'll say, okay, Don, I'm going to deliver your policy in 2 days, and you and the wife start thinking about, going, I want more. Just let us know, and then we fix it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what about you, Don? What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, my recommendation is always if you can get, instead of $500,000 term policy, you can get 750,000 or $1 million at the
Absolutely.
same price. Go for that,
Absolutely.
because they've already figured out, well, we're going to budget X amount of dollars per month.
Mhm.
So
They've already agreed to pay for that amount anyways.
it's well worth getting the additional insurance because
Oh, 100%.
in the
Especially,
future they might not qualify anymore if they want to get additional
not
coverage.
only that, but if they try to get another policy in a year or two, what's going to happen, Don? Are they the same age?
Nope. Price is going to go up because you're a year
Hmm.
older. Hopefully your
Oh,
health
yeah,
is still the same,
most
but you're
definitely.
still a year older, so
Most
you pay a little
definitely.
bit more.
So that was a good one. We got two more fellas left. We're getting to the biggie pretty soon. But I wanted to read this question because I haven't heard this terminology in quite a while. Okay.
Mm.
This is Jerry. He's 68 from Arkansas. Am I saying that right, Sassy Sarah? Arkansas.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
sure. It's sure. Arkansas, obviously. And the question is, Don, and you're gonna like this because you're old like me. Is burial insurance a good thing? And how much is enough? When's the last time you heard that?
I know. We commonly hear the term final expense
Exactly. I
insurance.
had a laugh when Jerry wrote that, and the guy that's coming up next is 2 years older than him, so I was kind of surprised
Mhm.
that he was talking old timey like this, which is good. So let me ask you: is burial insurance a good thing, Donnie Lowe?
Absolutely,
Why?
absolutely. A number of reasons, and probably the most important is your family is already going through a lot of grief. They're
Hmm.
grieving. By having that extra little bit of protection, financial protection for your final expenses, that's
Oh,
just one
100%.
less thing that the family has to be concerned with and worry about. Let them kind of grieve the normal way and put you to rest at peace rather than worrying about how are we going to do this. We're going to have to cut corners, even though my loved one didn't want to cut corners. So you just take care of yourself and your family and your loved
You know,
ones that way.
and I think along the same lines as you're thinking, Don, that when someone passes unexpectedly, or even if you knew they were going to pass out eventually, you don't think that way, even because you're a little bit too close to it.
Yeah.
But instead of worrying, oh my God, can I make my mortgage payment? Can I make my car note? How am I going to pay for groceries? How am I going to take care of the kids? How can you really grieve properly if you have all those other instances, stuff you got to do? It's life. You got to
Yeah,
keep on going, even though
exactly.
they're gone. And so when he's asking how much is enough, I mean, that's different for everybody. But I mean, nowadays, $1 million isn't a lot of money when
Yeah,
you start thinking about all the things you have to pay when someone passes away, especially if you have to pay their debts.
right, right.
You
That's the
know,
Well,
key.
and I've heard of people going to like funeral homes and paying on the plot. For example, someone I knew, her mom ended up having cancer. So she was paying for the burial while she was alive so that when she did pass away, because it was inevitable, eventually one day she was going to pass, because she ended up beating it once and then it came back. But the sad part is when she did pass away, the person she was paying was just pocketing it. So the funeral home had this large balance as if she never even paid, and she wasn't the only one that had happened to,
that's
um,
crazy.
because she wasn't getting a receipt showing that she paid, so he was just keeping all the money.
I'm I'm sure things like that can happen, but like I know in New York, you could go for pre-burial expenses, and as long as you prove to them that you have insurance, I mean they'll ask for the policy number and all the other information. You
Yeah,
can set everything that they'll get paid first, and I think I've asked this question once before. What is the only thing that a funeral parlor cannot? Let me back up. It's a tax question, Sarah.
I didn't hear what
What
you're
is
saying. My
what
computer is starting to die on me, so I have a
Okay.
fan problem. So you got to speak a little louder.
Okay. What I said was that's the first time in my life anyone has ever told me to be louder.
I know.
So,
You saw my face when I said it. I'm like, oh
so
my God.
first for
I
everything.
leaned closer to hear you over the fan, but the
So
fan will just go.
so Sarah, What is the only thing a funeral parlor can charge taxes on?
I would say the casket.
Nope. How about you, Donnie? You know this answer.
They
I
can't
think
charge
we
it on the
talked about this.
or on the casket.
Casket.
Nope. Don't look it
Um,
up, Sarah.
we had this
Step away from the
we had this
computer.
question before.
Yes.
Is it the flowers?
Yes. If they're supplying the flowers for you, that is the only thing that they can charge tax on for whatever reason.
Hmm.
You know, and one part of our business we don't talk about, Sarah, a lot is death benefits. Like when I am actually going to say, okay, Sarah, I'm so sorry that your loved one passed away. Here is a check. It's not going to bring them back, but not only did they take care of you when they were alive, they're still taking care of you in this way. You know, and I know all my words aren't going to make up for that person being gone, but I try to be as comforting as I can to my clients when we go, because I mean, that changed me from having a job to a career when I saw exactly what I'm doing does for families in their lowest point where they're losing someone, especially, you know, they didn't know that this was going to happen, you know?
Right.
I mean, obviously we're all going to die, but if somebody dies unexpectedly, it's like, boom. I mean, you're already hit upside the head with that happening. And then, like I said, expenses is, you know, you hate to think money, and money will not bring you happiness. But hopefully the money that's provided through the insurance payout will make things just a little bit easier for you in your time of need. So
Exactly. And
Hold on, because I'm going to always look something up.
Mhm.
Here we go. In Texas, if a mortician sells caskets, boxes, vaults, or other individual items of tangible personal property separately from an agreement to render funeral services, the mortician becomes a retailer and is required to have a limited sales tax permit, must collect and report the tax on the agreed price.
Why am I not surprised? We don't have sales tax here, but they'll find everything else to tax you on.
yeah, really.
My God, that's god awful.
Well, and it was saying as long as it's with a funeral service, it doesn't have to. And I will say, I did get the flower question right when you first asked me that question. So we need to have people go back and look. Because I can't remember which episode, but it is documented. I was right the first time it was asked. This is why
be a goldfish, Sarah, like our viewers and me and Donnie. We have a short-term memory.
No. So here's the thing: is this is why I don't like tests, because one time I'll get it right, the next time I will not, and I'm not a test taker.
You have to go with the original answer that you thought of.
But I completely forgot. I'm like, I don't know. Why would I know this? I'm not in the funeral business. Anyway, go ahead.
Ed, if I can make just one other comment, perhaps, about final expenses. So if somebody does have a policy and, and that day comes when the family is with the funeral director or the funeral home, they can let the director know that there's life insurance so that a separate check can be cut right to the funeral director. They would talk with the insurance company and with the approval of the family or the beneficiary, and then we can have that check sent right to the.
And I'm going to throw something else in there. If you're the person in your family that takes care of all the paperwork, bills, whatever, holding on to the policies, make sure people know where this stuff is.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, a lot of times they don't know that they have insurance coming from them. And I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose, but insurance companies aren't going to go out of their way to make sure you get your money.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to know where those documents are.
You guys talk amongst yourself. I will be right back because I have to get something before this next question.
Yes,
okay.
His laundry.
So talk amongst yourself. Don't talk about me, though. I can still hear you. I can still hear
you. He's going to get a Pop-Tart. He's going to get a Pop-Tart.
Anything but a Pop-Tart.
Some sort of a prop, it sounds like.
Maybe I will, Don. Maybe I will now, Don.
Look what you did.
Oh, my goodness. So,
I
yeah.
want to hear you guys talk. Keep talking.
Well, you keep interrupting.
Right? Oh my gosh.
So it's interesting, like state by state, the different,
Hmm.
nuances within the sales tax arena
Oh my gosh,
for just
it's so
final
insane.
expenses.
And people will ask me questions, and it's like, so I have clients who are in New Mexico. New Mexico, regardless of what it is, you pay sales tax on everything.
Oh, really?
Everything.
Food?
Um, and it's really confusing, especially for Texas, because builders, if it's a new build, no sales tax. If it's a repair, there's sales tax, but only on certain things. And
Mhm.
it'd be nice if it was a little bit easier. But I also like the fact that my business, for the services we charge, we don't have to charge sales tax. But if I did bookkeeping, which is why I say we do accounting, monthly overseeing, but because we don't call it bookkeeping, we don't have to charge sales tax because we do more than that.
Right.
It's not
Right.
exclusive to that function.
Oh, that's interesting for a service like that you would have to
Mm-hmm.
charge a sales tax. What is the
Yeah.
sales tax rate for the county that you?
So it depends on the county,
Mhm.
but typically it's 8.25% in Texas. The state gets like I think 2%, and then most county. Hey, hold on a second.
So Donnie Lowe is here alone.
Yeah, no,
Everything's
we have
good. Oh, you're
a
back.
dog in my
No,
office.
I'm never far away, Donnie, from you.
She's having some issues. She shouldn't have been. I should have noticed she was walking around more. Just leave my door open. Just leave it open. Just leave it open.
You had to
Thank
get
you.
the Pop-Tart. Okay, it's the great unveiling. Is it pink
Hey,
or
you
blue?
ready?
Let's see.
Ready? So I had to get up. So this is the doozy of the day, and Sassy Sarah is going to be involved in answering this one. Let's do this first. Let me see. Let me see. Let me open it up. Let me open it up.
There's this prop, can of worms.
Yes.
It looks like we're going to be opening a can of worms.
Yeah. Oh, big one. Big one.
All right, let's go.
This is Mike, 70, New Jersey, cranky guy because
Hello, Mike.
he doesn't like insurance.
Okay.
Doesn't like insurance. But he has a question. Not a question. It's like we talked about this earlier. It was more of a statement than a question, Don. So Mike from New Jersey, cranky old Mike, 70 years old. Hey, my wife cashed in our policy. Says we don't need them anymore. Now I got a bunch of money. Boom. There you go. What do you got to say about that, Don?
It was a whole life policy with cash value.
Yep.
That's what she did. Okay. Mike, there could be some income tax ramifications based on what your wife did.
What do you mean, Don?
So how that works, and Sarah might have more details, but basically, if you look at the policy basis, and what that is how much you've paid into the policy.
Wait a second, Don. Did you hear what I said, Sarah?
No. Like I
Okay,
stated, we have a sick dog, so I had to start cleaning that up. So if you would like
let
to
me start over. Let me start over, Don. Okay.
All right.
But she's going to have to answer some of this question. So I have 70-year-old gentleman, Mike from New Jersey. Cranky guy, doesn't believe in life insurance. But he didn't ask a question. He had a statement. Wife cashed in our policies, said we didn't need them. Now we got a bunch of money.
So, all right. So,
go ahead, Don.
All right. As I was saying, any money earned or gained over the policy basis. So the policy basis, once again, is how much you've put into the policy with your premiums over time. So anything prior to that there's no income tax ramification. However, anything above that amount, it's not capital gains, but it's income tax that is required to be paid for that when you surrender a policy.
Why is that, Don?
Because the intent of the life insurance is to cover final expenses and to help sustain your family. And I think, don't quote me on the years, it might have been somewhere in the 20s or teens of the 1900s, where
When you're
the
in your 30s.
yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly. So the government looked at life insurance as a way to keep people sustainable to live without having to fall back on the government, basically. I think so. It must have
Well,
been in the 30s. Um,
I want to go a little bit deeper into this can of worms, Don. Let's
it,
say they had multiple policies, and
and
one of
they,
them had a loan, and one of them had a loan on them.
okay. So with the
What's that
loan,
do to the money that's coming back?
well, again, it's if the loan amount is greater than the policy basis, then there's income tax involved with the money that you may have taken out 10 years ago, as an example, or 5 years ago. So it's now considered income if it's above the policy basis. That's the important thing.
Well, let me ask you this, Don. So Mike freaks out. He didn't know there was going to be a taxable event, and he wants to say, "Screw this! I want my insurance back." Can he do it?
Um, as far as I know, he cannot. Once it's surrendered, it's surrendered.
90 days.
Oh, it is 90 days? All right, I wasn't aware of that. Because
Mm-hmm.
that I've never had that situation come up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't happen all the time, but
Well, it's good that there's a 90-day window.
mm-hmm.
So in Mike's case, has this been within 90 days or is he?
Happened yesterday.
Oh, okay. All right. That's something perhaps if he wants to reach out, we can help guide him and get
Well,
him on track.
he's cranky. I don't want to deal with him. So let me ask you this, Sarah.
Sure.
Does the federal government automatically get like a notice saying, "Oh, Mike and his wife cashed in the policies. They got a big windfall." Or are you just rolling those dice that they might not find it?
So they always get notification, always, of any large amount. So what basically every document that you get is sent to the IRS. And there are even documents, let's say you worked a job who sent out a W 2 where you cashed in a retirement account, they didn't send you the proper documentation, they still sent it to the IRS.
Yeah.
So what
That's
you can do
interesting.
is, there are a few clients we have this that they don't get all the documents. We already know they never get the documents, or they're just horrible at keeping the documents. Like just you can actually go to the IRS website. It's usually about September where you can go and pull your transcripts to see everything that was sent to you or to the IRS stating that you've received money. So you can
So
actually build your tax return off of that.
Yeah, and the insurance companies, they keep track of everything because what they're going to have in that surrender, it's a policy surrender. They're going to have whatever fees were involved, surrender fees, because sometimes there's surrender fees, depending on how long the policy's been in force, what the policy basis was, what the expected, income tax amount or the money gained, what the eligible for income tax is. So they're going to notify the government too.
I
It's
got a
their
two-part
responsibility.
question for you guys. Okay, so Don, say they got $500,000, right?
Hmm.
And Mike's like, "Holy crap! I want this reversed. I don't want this." But the wife already gave one of the kids in the family $5,000. Can they just give back all the money minus the $5,000 to reinstate that policy?
Um, I'm thinking that
Go
they
with,
can, but I don't
go,
know for sure. I'd
go
have to
with
look
your
into
gut,
that.
Don.
What's that?
No,
No. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't
all or
sure.
nothing.
Oh, okay. All right. The kid better pony back up that $5,000.
Now, Sarah, how much can we gift our children out of the funds from there? We lost you.
You're on mute. No
Yeah.
idea, she said.
You're on mute.
I said you can gift your kids anything,
Oh,
so any
But
amount. So you want
Right.
you mean specifically out of life
Correct.
insurance, or you mean in general?
In
Because
general,
to my
I thought it was like 17.5. You could only give up to 17.5 per
no, you
individual.
can give them as much as you want. It's you have to report it to the IRS if it's over 17,000.
So
And it does increase over time, but basically what happens is all you do is you're not paying taxes, you're not having your kids have to pay taxes. It is literally stating I gave them, let's say, $25,000. You helped them pay cars and rents and everything else. It just gets deducted from your
lifetime.
total lifetime benefit to tax them. So basically your estate, it just dwindles that down. And because it's in the millions of dollars, most people, if you sit there and give your kid money, you can still fill out that form. You can file it with the IRS. That's up to you if you want to do that. If you ever think that you're going to hit it, but it's one of those. It just depends on how you want to do it, because it doesn't save you anything either. You don't get any tax deductions or credits because you donated that money to your kids. And I'll say donate because that's essentially what it kind of feels like sometimes.
let me ask you this: so if you're over the 17,000, the person that, like, say Donnie dies. Let's kill Donnie today. We'll kill him. Donnie dies, and he left both of us $18,000. Do we have to claim that as income?
Donnie dies and you sent them $15,000.
No,
What?
we in his will he gave us both $18,000.
So hold on, let me look that up, because when it comes to the will, you're inheriting it.
Yeah, so I
So
think
there's
there's a
not
tax.
really a tax for that.
Okay,
Inheritance
so
tax.
Donnie gives me $1 million when he croaks. I don't have to claim that. I think that's hard to believe.
Only if you're a beneficiary on my insurance policy.
13.61 million over a lifetime as of 2024.
Okay,
So
Donnie gave me 14 million. He's a generous guy.
then
So
you would get 13.61 million for free and not have to pay income tax on it, unless
that's crazy.
hold on, unless Donnie was giving you money throughout his life and sending a notice to the IRS of, I gave Eddie Buffalo $25,000 this year, then that dwindles down to 13.61 million.
I think we're falling down a rabbit hole because
We are.
if you're inheriting money, there's a tax on that. Depends on the amount, I believe. So maybe, Sarah, this can be some of your research.
Well, no, it says there's no income tax on inheritances. That's the 13.61 million.
So basically, I think the problem with Mike is his wife should have never told him, and she could have done whatever she wanted with that money. You know what I mean?
Until
So,
tax
Mike,
time.
Mike, tell her she's dumb. She should have just shut up and kept the money. Let me ask you this. So, obviously, well, not obviously, but more than likely, if they had that big of a check coming to them, they were paying on it for a bunch of years. Saying, screw this. I paid for insurance my whole life. I don't want to pay it anymore, Donnie. Is there anything I can do besides taking it all out?
Absolutely. You can, if there's still a premium that's owed on a monthly or annual basis, by that point, you can allow the cash value in the policy pay for the premium.
Now, Donnie, what's stopping me from taking those dividends and putting it in another vehicle, whether it's another life insurance, which makes no sense because at their age it's going to be so expensive. Can I take those dividends
Do not put
and
them
use
in.
them to purchase an annuity?
So you can not purchase an annuity with life insurance proceeds, cash value.
What do you got to do, Donnie?
You can, I know you're going towards the 1035 exchange,
No. Mm-mm.
right?
You can get a check for your dividends, and then
Right.
use that
And then you
check
can
after
use that however
cash
you
in
want to use it.
proceeds that way. But
Right.
you can't do a direct purchase using
Correct.
dividends. I guess that's what I'm trying to tell everybody.
Right. Right. Correct.
But,
Very insightful.
good
Well,
stuff.
and I also want to mention, depending on the state you live in, you might be taxed on that inheritance or other tax, an estate tax and an inheritance tax. So currently, 6 states impose an inheritance tax: Maryland, Nebraska, Kentucky, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Iowa. Iowa will be phased out in 2025, which is good if you live in Iowa. Just remember to keep that in mind. And it's someone who lives in the state. So, like, for example, let's say Donnie lived in New Jersey and he passed away and left everything to Eddie. Eddie would have to pay the New Jersey sales or inheritance tax.
I ain't moving to New Jersey. No. Abso-freaking-lutely not.
Yeah. And there's ranges, of course, depending on the state. I'm not going to go into that much detail. So just remember, if you're looking to leave an inheritance to somebody, it's always good to talk to a lawyer for your will and talk to a tax professional to see what the tax implications will be.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess what I'm taking from the show today is that we have people from all different walks of life, all different ages, all different, men and women, and they all have questions about insurance and what they're going to do because, they don't talk about it all the time. They don't talk about taxes all the time. We're the people that need to know that stuff. I don't have to know what Mike does. I don't have to know what Shai does. I don't have to know what any of them do. But I do need to know my job, and I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to know everything. Donnie's not. Well, Donnie's pretty perfect, so he'll probably know everything.
No.
But I have no problem stopping whatever I'm doing, especially even if I'm in a sales process. Say, Donnie, I'm going to use your words. Great question. I don't know the answer. Let me find out that answer for you. Instead of just pulling it out of your ass or just
Exactly.
lying to them, I would rather stop the whole process. And people really appreciate that.
Oh, sure.
Because, we're human. Nobody knows
Right.
everything except Sassy Sarah because she's number one. 1111.
Number
1111.
But I also use, if I don't know the answer, I Google and I do good cross-referencing and look at the IRS and because you think that the amount that is allowed to be tax-free is a lot. In 2011, it started off at $5 million. So within 13 years, it's almost triple, almost.
Yeah, but I believe they're going to try to roll that back.
Yeah. Back to your 2025 stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it because I'm like, that's 13.6 million is a lot, and if they're looking for taxes, that's definitely something to look into.
Yeah.
Well, I think that this was a fantastic show full of a lot of information. Thank you for making this show for you guys. Because if we didn't have these questions, if you weren't paying attention and wanting to know questions, I don't care what the question is. If it's important to you, let us know. And we'll try to answer as many of them as we can. A lot of them are very similar, and that's really scary to me, Don, because where are we missing this? Where are we missing the connection with people that they're asking the same questions over and over again? And part of, the reason we started this was to educate, the public, and hopefully it's working, because a lot of people are asking questions. I want to talk about another thing, but we're going to save that for another episode about using whole life insurance as collateral on a loan.
Very good.
So I was talking to a young man that was a business major today, and he's like, insurance. He's like, 19 years old, I think I told you, Don.
Yeah.
And when I started telling him, the different things that it can do for you, he was all about going to my website. You know,
Great.
it's he's going to be looking at that, and I told him if he has any questions, just to call me. But like we're going to end the show just like we always do. If you like
Hold on, look
working,
at your phone first
uh-oh.
before you do that. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, bug Eddie on TikTok, do the things, all the places. Just because I don't know if y'all did that before I got on, since I was.
Yeah, we not as well as you.
Sassy Sarah wants to make an announcement, but we're not doing that until tomorrow. So make sure
Okay.
you folks tune in tomorrow for a humongous Insurance Questions podcast. It's gonna be life changing for us, and hopefully it'll educate a lot more people than we are right now.
Sarah, can you
So,
do that again? Huge. Did you
like
know
the
Billy
Billy,
Facilla?
he's Billy Facilla. I was just gonna say, Donnie. Yeah, huge. God bless you, Billy.
I would
You're
say
dead.
God rest his soul.
You're dead. You're dead. He's dead. I bet you he knew some guys.
He
Yeah.
knew some
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. So, like we end every show, if you like working with people that are just like you, we're the people to see. www.ebiagency.com, and you can call our hotline, which is 716-306-2020. I think, Donnie, are we going to do another hiring event on Friday? You want to do that for the
Yes,
folks?
just kind of
No.
educational, informative.
And it kind of leads into what Sarah's going to be talking about tomorrow. It's going to be pretty exciting. We're going to be reaching such a large number of people with our broadcast that it's super duper exciting. And then Donnie, once again, Donnie's hot. Hashtag Donnie's hot. Hashtag Donnie's cute.
Oh
Because
my God.
guys, give me a break. Go after Donnie for a little bit. Like I said, I'm an ally, but I like chicks. So for Donnie Lowe, the spectacular Sassy Sarah that is number one all the time, and for your buddy Eddie Buffalo, till we meet again, tune in tomorrow for our super duper exciting, huge announcement. And by the way, we're still number one on Google. Did you know that, Don? I think I
No.
showed you that the other day. Did you know that, Sarah?
I didn't know we're still number one. That's awesome.
We're
So
number one.
what I hear is the podcast is following me of being number one.
Well, honestly, a lot of the TikToks that involve you get less than the one with me and Donnie.
I didn't
Just
say
saying.
I'm saying it's trying to be like me and be number one.
So
I'm
maybe
okay with
maybe
I'm gonna
y'all should
blame
turn the
Tyler
salt
because
down,
he's
girl.
not. No. I'm going to blame Tyler because he's not collecting the hilarious content that I always give every time.
Tyler, you hear her talking smack about you, pal? That's not cool.
Poor
That is
Tyler.
so not cool.
Poor Tyler.
The comments of Sassy Sarah are directed at you, just so you know. All right, not me. Me, Donnie, love you. We love you. Love
That's
you, babe. Yes. So, Sarah, are you still talking so we make it to your 1 hour?
No, I just felt like giving Tyler a hard time because you usually do, and I'm like, that's the one person I haven't been really sassy.
I
with,
never give Tyler a hard time. He'll usually hear me saying,
Whoa. Did you see that face? The look?
I hate it. I can't stand this. Hey, you know what?
Beep, 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 beep.
Job security beeping Eddie Buffalo. Let me tell you what. So especially, I could have died with that spider bite this week.
That's crazy.
All right, I just want to aggravate her and not make it an hour, so that's it. We'll see you later. Do your stuff, Don. We say your stuff. You always say do your chow. You're chowing.
Ciao.
And where did you put the GD button?
Arrivederci.
Where did you put the GD button, Don?
I slid it to the corner this time.
I see it. I'm gonna wait till it's 59:59.
I was gonna say, are you gonna wait till like 59 seconds before?
Yeah.
No, we're like
But once again, tune in tomorrow. It'll be fun.
20 seconds away.
Nah.